Just over a year ago, I bought my first ever property in rural France. I paid the full asking price of 15,000 euros, add to that about 4,000 euros of fees for a grand total of 19,000 euros. Now you probably know all of that already, but what you don't know is that at the very same time I was trying to buy my first house, I was trying to buy a second house. Now in this video, I'm going to show you that second property that wasn't meant to be. I'm going to show you what it looked like at the time, and I'm going to show you what it looks like now. And you're in for quite the shock. I'm also going to tell you why ultimately I didn't buy the place. And I'm going to kick things off by showing you not one, but two dirt cheap properties that are on the market today that have also seen better days in the same price range as all of the properties that we are talking about. But stick around, as at the end of this video I'll be showing you one more absolutely bargain property on the market that's in pretty good condition as well. And remember, all of these properties are like half of the price of a new Toyota Camry. It's hard to believe, really. So let's get right into it. But first, a quick message from today's sponsor, June's Journey. Usually when I'm renovating and I find a hidden surprise, it's either a hole in the floor or a rotten beam. But finding hidden surprises in June's Journey couldn't be more satisfying. The concept itself is so simple, yet so fun to play. June's Journey is a hidden object mystery game where the goal is to find items that are on the screen in these beautiful period scenes. And the game does such a great job of making you feel like you've just dropped into the middle of a 1920s murder mystery. And when you're not finding clues and solving mysteries, you can decorate and design your very own island estate, which is much easier than renovating in real life. Don't just take my word for it. You can scan this QR code or head on over to the link in the description and get the game for yourself for free. What are you waiting for? Thanks so much June's Journey for sponsoring the video. Let's get back to it. To set the tone, here is the first property that I want to show you that's on the market right now. It's a cute little semi-detached cottage in a quiet village. However, it does need rather extensive work, especially to the roof, half of which appears to be missing completely. So we don't know just how bad the elements have affected this place over time, but at least it has a shower, which is more than what I can say for my place. The price is 12,000 euros, but upon reading the advert, it doesn't seem to say whether or not that's including the estate agent's fee, and then obviously there's a notary fee as well. So let's assume that that price doesn't include those figures. So you're probably looking at another 3,000 to 5,000 euros on top of that 12k, which brings this property quite close to the price that I paid for my place. Oh, and it's about 530 square feet in size. Now, whether you think that's a good deal or not, I'll let you decide. But just remember, a roof can be quite expensive to replace. Although if you do it yourself, you're probably looking at roughly 5,000 to 10,000 euros in materials. Now, the good thing about this place is that it's not too high off the ground, so you could relatively comfortably do it yourself just with a ladder and a lot of extreme caution. Now, the second place that I want to show you actually bears a bit of a resemblance to the place that I bought just over a year ago. Now, the asking price here is 13,000 euros. I read the ad and that does include the estate agent's fee of 3 grand. So the seller, pardon me, would get 10,000 euros. The estate agent would get 3,000 euros. And I'm guessing the notaires fees, the notary fees would be around 2,000 to 2,500 euros, meaning this place is probably going to be less than 16,000 euros all in. So a good few thousand cheaper than mine. However, unfortunately, this one does also need a new roof. and it's a bit higher than the first place that I showed you. If you want to do it yourself, you're probably looking at between 5 and 10,000 euros in materials. Hopefully you've got your own scaffolding as well, because I wouldn't want to do it just using a ladder. If you want to get a firm in, I'm guessing the price would be between 15 to 30,000 euros. A decent sized town compared to the first property, which was in a quiet village. So there's going to be all the amenities that you could need: a supermarket, bank, bakery. And size wise, the property doesn't do too bad either, coming in at just under 1,500 square feet, 1,485 square feet to be precise, so not too bad. Of course, it is unfortunate that the roof does need replacing, which blows the budget out of the water. Nonetheless, a property that size in a normal sized town still can be a pretty good deal. Now it's about that time that I tell you about the house that I came this close to buying. Let me set the tone. It was back in 2023 in the summertime. Some family friends were visiting from abroad, and the topic came up of a renovation project. I was looking for one, and this family friend said, well, I happen to have one. That's right, he, along with his a friend, over a decade ago, they purchased a renovation project in France, but never got round to doing it. And of course they live abroad now, so yeah, I was like, I want to go and check it out. And so I got in my car, had a look on my own, no keys or anything, but I did manage to peek in through a gap in the door, and it was looking okay. There was a little bit of daylight coming in from the back, so I was a bit worried about that. And obviously the condition of the roof, it was clear to me that I'd need to replace it. But I was fairly confident I could do so because I'd just been practicing helping out to install a new roof with a friend in the summertime. So yeah, it was looking like a very promising project. And then on the side, I could see up into the attic. It was looking okay. It was exciting. It was a fairly nice little house, and there was even a patch, an open little area next to the house where formerly there was another dwelling, but that unfortunately fell down some years ago. So yeah, that could have been used as a nice little private terrace. I was picturing it, envisaging it, and the price was right as well. My friend wanted just 10,000 euros for it, and I'd pay the fees, so it would probably work out, because there was no estate agent either, it would have worked out around no more than 12,000 euros, I think. So it was an absolute bargain, and that's about 7,000 euros less than what I paid for my place. And at the time, obviously my friend went back home, so he wasn't in France anymore. I was super excited. We were going to touch base after a couple of months. And then I saw my place on the internet, and I was like, ooh, I want to go check that place out. And it was up for 15 grand, and I was liking the look of it. And I made an offer for the full asking price there and then. I felt like 15,000 euros was a fair price. Obviously there was 4 grand of fees as well, but it is what it is. So yeah, I came out after viewing my property, well, what is now my property, thinking I'm gonna buy both. That's it. I think it's pretty good to set me up with a couple of renovation projects. However, after a brief discussion with my better half, it went a little bit like this. I told my wife, hey, we're gonna buy 2. That's 4. We're gonna buy 2 renovation projects in the middle of nowhere in rural France. We're buying both. And she was like, are you sure that's a good idea, Ryan? Are you 100% sure? And I was like, actually, I don't know. And of course, my wife, being the wiser woman, nothing like me, because I'm not that wise and I'm not a woman. She managed to talk me out of it. I'm glad she did, because I can barely handle one renovation project. Now you might be wondering, Ryan, whatever happened to that renovation project that slipped through your fingers? Well, I'm glad you asked, because not long ago I decided to drive past it and I took the camera along as well. So take a look. We are approaching the house that I almost bought, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what's happened. It's been about 1.5 years since I've seen this place. So yeah, looking forward to driving past and being nosy. So here it is on the left. That is it right there. I can't believe it. They've done a fantastic job. Wow. Looks brand new. New roof, new everything. Not bad at all. I'm looking a bit sketchy. So I'm not in the nicest car, but yeah, that's it. It's all brand new. Sorry that I didn't show you more. There was, there's people about, and I look a bit dodgy with my little hat. So, yeah, they've done pretty good. Done a pretty good job. I can't believe it, to be honest. And now I've got no idea where I'm going. Oh well. Well, I must admit, they did a rather dashing job there, so congratulations to whoever purchased that property. I know I'm going to get a few comments saying, hey Ryan, if they can do it, you can do it, come on now. But you know what they say, comparison is the thief of joy. Now moving on to the final special little treat I've got for you today, and that is a beautiful property I found online, super cheap. Very good condition, well, much better condition than the first two that I showed you in this video, in fact. It's a relatively small village house once again, seems to be semi-detached, but look at the state of the roof. It's gorgeous. It looks like it's been done fairly recently, so by the looks of things there's no major work. There even seems to be a garden. And you know what the best thing about this place is? Oh, there's a garage as well, but that's not the best thing. The best thing is the price. This place is up for just 11,200 euros, and that's including the agent's fee of 12%. So the seller gets 10 grand, the agent gets 1,200, and then you're going to have the notaires fees like the taxes and all that on top, which will probably be just over, maybe around 2 grand. So in total you're going to be paying about 13,200 euros for a place with a garage. The roof's fine, the windows seem fine, it seems relatively dry, probably a bit of damp, but yeah, some relatively minor renovations are needed for that place. And I can't believe the price. 13,200 euros for a place in need of relatively minor renovations. Well, compared to the wrecks that we have been looking at. Incredible. And on that note, I'm gonna love you and leave you now. It's been super fun checking out these properties with you. Stay tuned next week for another video. And don't forget, QR code right there. Scan that or go to the link in the description to download June's Journey. It's free. Bye for now.